Rated M for M-Balm. This is the M-Balm Effect, your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions.
Yo, it's your boy, the M-Balm, the host of this show. Welcome to the M-Balm Effect. This is going to be, it's an impromptu show. You know why? Because I don't know. I just felt like doing something a little crazy today. I figured today is going to be the first day of a solo hosting. And if you don't know what a solo hosting is, it's almost like a little quinceañera, little bar mitzvah. No, I'm just fucking with you. That's not what this is. It's just a little solo hosting. Got some things I want to talk about. Initially wasn't going to do a show today, but hey, you know what? We got to do things live like Bill O'Reilly in 93. I mean, where the hell is that guy nowadays? So that's right, he got canceled, as he should have, right? I mean, that's just the way this world works. So, you know, we're here, we're enjoying the day, we're doing a lot of things. My wife and I went on a little train ride, went to the train station. If you're fans of Yellowstone, you know, that's a huge thing, you know what I'm saying? Coming back next month with the last and final season of the series finale. But yeah, we went on a little train ride. You know, it was nice. Everything was good. You know, we had a good time. You know, 3-hour train ride. We took the kiddo with us. He was fine. He did okay for the most part until the end. Then he started screaming, and everybody was smiling. Everyone was having a good time. On our way out to Geneva, it was a little bit of a country western theme, and then the rest of it was like 1970s, 1980s acoustic. I don't know. It just was a good time, you know? I looked over to my right side. I noticed this lady, right? She's sitting in this seat, sleeping like for 3 hours. She's on this train ride. Like, you go on a train ride to fucking look at the foliage. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice foliage train ride. And here she is taking a snooze with her mouth open. And I'm telling you what, if this train was riding back in the heyday of its early years, its golden years, people would be using her mouth as an ashtray, okay? They'd be walking on by before they use the bathroom and just ashing out their little cigarettes. Oh, look at that, honey, a little cigarette action here. You know, it's like, what are you doing? You wake up early in the morning, you drag yourself out of bed, maybe get a cup of coffee if that, and then you go on a train ride and sleep the whole way through with everybody else just, you know, looking at all the colors and all the good stuff on the trees. I mean, what do I know, though? You know, I had a good time, you know, everything was good. But she had the best of times, okay? I mean, hey, what do you do when you go on a train? You sleep. Apparently, when you're her, that's what you do, you know? Luckily, nobody mistaken her as a urinal, okay? Because some people might, you know, have to use the bathroom and the bathroom's occupied. What do? You know, you use the nearest thing you can use. Sleeping lady's open mouth, you know? I hope everyone's having a good week, good weekend. It's beautiful out. Beautiful fall day. I can tell you right now, a lot of people aren't having a good time this last week or so, and that's the filmmakers of The Joker 2. Boy, is this a mess, huh? Did anyone see it? Anyone see it? I don't know. I didn't see it. Not yet, anyways. But yeah, Joker 2 is causing mass walkouts after fans make realization about sequel. Well, here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. When you make a movie like Joker 1, right? The first Joker, Joaquin Phoenix played an absolute... It was an incredible movie. I got to say, it was a good movie. Okay, I liked the dark, gritty realization of a man just spiraling out of control, all the stuff just happening in his life, and he's in a downward spiral of going into insane. You know, he's just going into a fucking clown, and he's acting like. I mean, who doesn't relate to this movie unless you're fucking normal? I don't know. I look, for somebody who like me, I can understand where Arthur was coming from, right? The movie resonated with me. I understood it. I understood what was going on. And then for whatever reason, they decided, hey, Joker 2 is going to be a fucking musical. Lady Gaga's going to be in there. Everything's going to be great. And with Lady Gaga, it's going to make it even better. I'm sure that's what the thought process was. Says, it is safe to say that Joker 2, a.k.a. Joker Folie à Deux, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Has not had the reception many were expecting from the hotly anticipated sequel. Was it really hotly anticipated, though? I'm just curious. Who here thought that movie was going to do the best ratings? Who here thought that this was going to beat the first movie? I disagree with that. I don't think it was. I am myself anticipated it to do exactly what it's doing. Okay? I don't think we're going to go pay money. Did you see the ticket prices for movies these days? The movie better be not only good, but it better be able to give you a nice massage. You know, if you have to shit, it wipes your ass for you while it's playing. These ticket prices are absolutely insane. So these people are literally paying money to go see a portion of a movie that they, for whatever reason, anticipated was going to be any good, and they just got up and walked out. You know, I could just sit here and pirate the movie for free and walk out of my own house. And they think that's what I'm going to end up doing because I'm not paying money to see this movie, especially with the amount of hate and disappointment it has brought to everyone's eyes and ears. The first film starring Joaquin Phoenix was a huge success, picking up critical plaudits and multiple Oscars on its way to making $1 billion. The second, featuring Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, has not seen the same reaction, however. And now apparently Lady Gaga is in complete devastation. Her world is coming crashing down around her now. Everything she thought is not. Everybody's going, oh my God, did you see that shitty movie with Lady Gaga? She's the reason why it fucking tanked. If that's the case, whatever. If it's not, it wasn't going to fucking pass flying colors anyways. You don't make a movie like the first one where it was dark, gritty. You show somebody just spiraling out of control into insanity and make a joke out of it. I mean, you know, and everybody's like, oh, well, you know, they did the musical because it was coming from their perspective because they're insane. That's a little artsy-fartsy from me. I think it was an absolute fucking lazy goddamn... I think it was just pure laziness, okay? Everybody and their brother's like, well, hey, you know, we got to make a musical out of this movie. It's like, no. You don't need a musical for every goddamn series you have in there, okay? I know, it's like, what are we going to do next? We're going to make the next Saw movie a musical? You know, it's just, what are we doing here? We don't need a musical for every single series of movies. It says here, in some extreme cases, the controversial sequel of Joker has even caused fans to walk out of the cinema in disgust. And, of course, you can see some pictures here of the film. If you're listening to the audio version of the show, I'm showing some pictures here for you. It says, with the shockingly high cost of going to the cinema nowadays, this is a big commitment as ever to fully walk out, yet some fans are still going through with it. This is in large part to them realizing something about the film. Huh, I wonder what that was. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that it sucked, right? You pay all that money to go pay a ticket to go see this Joker 2 movie, and you commit to walking out of it. Of course you're going to walk out because it sucks, even though this movie costs an arm and leg to go see, right? I mean, on top of that, think about it. You're getting the popcorn, you're getting the soda pop. You're probably paying a good, if you got two people with you, you're probably paying a good $50, $60. Shit, even the candy there is like fucking $20. And you're going to see this movie. Instead of walking out, why don't you just go sneak into another movie theater, get your money's worth? You know, there's a couple other movies out there that'd probably be better than this. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, what did we expect was coming from this movie? You know? Somebody out there really thought this movie was going to make a shit ton of money. And to be honest with you, it is what it is. When you go ahead and make a pile of shit and try to shine it up, it doesn't matter. You could polish that piece of shit all you want, it's still a turd. But again, this is no surprise to me. I have been saying this all along. I don't think this is a good idea. I didn't like the idea of a musical being in it. But hey, again, what do I know? I'm just some tard behind a mic who makes a couple of out-of-pocket jokes or comments on things such as this. It says, the sequel has not seen pure unanimous hatred, with some enjoying, including one viewer who tweeted, I thought Joker 2 was terrific, but quite a percentage of the audience tonight didn't. Every time there was another song, more people walked out. Because it shouldn't have been a musical. What are you doing? I mean, this is a complete failure. Okay? And this podcast episode with me doing it solo hosting might be a complete failure, but at least you get to walk out of your own home. Okay? You could turn the phone off and throw it down to the ground and walk out your own door and call it a day. These people paid money to go see this shitty movie that I you know what the big joke is? Is that this movie even exists. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Not sure how they somehow, right here it says, not sure how they somehow missed the news that this was a musical. Well, no duh. That was what it was hyped up as before they even started filming this movie. We already knew this was going to be a musical. If you knew this was a musical and you're going to watch this movie and then you're disappointed, you have only yourself to blame. You knew what this was. I already knew I wasn't going to pay money to go see this movie. I just figured I'd just watch it when it comes out on some streaming service. You know, pick your poison. Hulu, Max, Netflix, which they're getting rid of a whole bunch of shit anyways. And they're the most costliest streaming service out there, right? But, I mean, at least it's included in the package. I'm not spending a complete, utter amount of money to go watch that movie on its own. You know? It says, while it was announced by Variety in March of this year that it would be a jukebox musical, many went in not knowing the fact. How do you not know unless you live under a fucking rock? Right? It's been on the internet for a long time now. And yet somehow you were automatically taken aback that it was a musical? I mean, I'm not like huge on like following these things, but I knew it was a musical, and I already knew going into it that I wasn't going to go to the theater to see it. Yet some people, I think this is just I think it's an excuse. There's no way this is true. People, maybe one or two people who live under a rock went in there expecting the same kind of movie that the first one was. Okay, I'll give them that. But the rest of them, liars. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I think that doesn't make any sense. I honestly don't believe that, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go on Google, look at Joker 2 before you even dream of watching this movie, and then go, I don't think it's a musical or anything. So let me just go to see this movie anyways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I buy that. I think that's a load of hogwash, if you will. Dan Silly, what do you think of this comment about how people went to the theaters and didn't realize that it was a musical?
Bullshit!
Oh, I agree with you.
Bullshit!
Uh-huh.
Toxic piece of shit!
Oh, they're all toxic pieces of shit. What does this movie cause, by the way?
Erectile dysfunction!
Thought so. You know, I just, what are you going to do? So what I got to say to this is,
No, don't do it.
don't go see the movie. Don't do it.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's a terrible movie. Another tweeted. Let's see here. This is I been new Joker. I been new. You been new. You been new. Okay. I been new Joker 2 would be a musical, but they are petty for not promoting it as such. What? Did you watch the fucking? What are you talking about? The trailer. When you watch the trailer, you can understand they're dancing. Everyone's having a good time. Yes, he was dancing down the stairs in the first one. I get it. But at the same time, you Google it. You literally have a wealth of knowledge in the palm of your hand, and you just ignorantly go to a theater and blame the movie maker. No, this is your fault. You fucking knew. You should have known. And it's like you been new. Can't even talk right. You been new the Joker 2. I think he was trying to go. This person was trying to go for a rhyme. I been new the Joker 2. I caught the flu. Here's my shoe. He knew this person knew it would be a musical, but they knew the audience would be pissed, and now they're walking out of theaters. Well, not for nothing, but this is definitely your fault. Now the movie in itself, I can't rate this fucking movie. I didn't watch it, but I already told people, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna bother going to theaters for this because I already knew that this was gonna be a musical. I knew it, and that's that. You know, I think Phoenix and Gaga were brilliant. Loved the support role by Gleason. Unfortunately, I didn't know it was a musical. I hate musicals with a passion. Again, Google, DuckDuckGo, Brave, whatever you use, whatever poison of a search engine you use, you have this ability to look this up. But again, what do I know? I'm not the one that went and saw the movie. I did not know there were a few songs because of Gaga, but I did know there was a few songs because of Gaga. Well, no shit. It's Lady Gaga. She sings. But didn't know it's a full-blown musical with 30 songs. The movie is slow. Nothing happens other than the fire. And the stuff in the courtroom is a snooze fest. So, on top of all that, the people that actually stayed for the whole movie, they're troopers, right? I mean, they stayed for this whole movie that apparently is a fucking complete just disappointment, an abortion, everything else in between. Somebody should have taken a coat hanger with the fucking little film projector thing and just aborted this movie and just killed it for everyone to just get up and walk out anyways because it sucked so bad, right? That's what they should have done. Just a little abortion. I mean, it's legal here in New York. You could just go get an abortion. They should just aborted this movie. Call it a day. Nobody would have to worry about even thinking about burning their eyes and their retinas to this horrible this movie and musical. But at the end of the day, the troopers that stayed throughout this movie, again, were very disappointed in the ending. I mean, I don't know what the ending is. I probably won't make it to the ending when I watch it here for free at home. After I go on movie7.io or TO or whatever the hell that link is that I use or whatever. It's probably not even up anymore. They probably took that down so that way people would have to pay to watch this movie. But I think it's nice. I think it's great. You know? All I gotta say is this. If you're gonna watch the movie, I would just do it the free way. Whether that's legal or through streaming or whatever the case may be, that's up to you. You do what you want with it. But I already know what I'm going to do, and that's not pay for this movie. I'm not going to pay for it. It's fucking disgusting. People are paying for some crazy shit, though. And that's on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. These people have selling all kinds of things on Marketplace these days. I mean, you could literally go on Marketplace and find yourself a nice washer. You know, things like that. Here's an example. Like, what is going on here? What's happening here? What do we got? Right? What do we have here? Oh, I don't know. It's an LG washer and a dryer in perfect condition. But somebody that took the photo decided, and this had to have been done on purpose. Look at this. This chick decided she was going to take a little bit of a photo and with herself in the reflection, take one without clothes. Are you promoting your OnlyFans or what? What are we doing here? I mean, what are we doing? I mean, is this like a front? You know how people like they have fronts? Oh, here's a laundromat, but in the background they're doing some weird, sketchy fucking, you know, gambling or whatever. They're playing some strip poker or something. But this lady's just like, hey, Here's a washer, here's a dryer, and here's my naked body. Let's go. Here's my OnlyFans. You want to see? You can get some good old-fashioned OnlyFans action here at thislink.com, whatever the hell the link is. But, I mean, you got this lady here. Oh, here's one of my favorites right here. This guy here. Now, this guy's trying to sell some 2 grave sites. Now, I mean, you could sell anything on the marketplace, and Facebook is just A-okay with it. You try to promote your podcast or anything, they want to rip it down and tell you to go F yourself. But this guy here, not even showing the grave plots, just showing his Uncle Fester face here. I mean, look at this guy. What's going on here? He's got some moobs going on. He's got some cleave. He's got a little cleave action, a little cleavage in there. He looks like he's decrepit. And, I mean, he must have doesn't need the 2 grave sites anymore. I mean, the 2 grave sites, he's probably, planning on just dying at home, like a natural death. He says, we have 2 graves in Greenhaven Cemetery. Call hidden information, because that's where the phone number is. And he says, if you were really interested in them. Well, I mean, when you got a nice recliner at home and you already know you're going to die. I mean, look at this guy. Look at the way he looks. He knows he's going to die, right? His time on this earth is very limited. There's no way in hell this guy plans on living another 5 to 10 years looking like this. I mean, dude, he should probably keep those sights. Get an ultra-wide casket. Like some people get an ultra-wide trailer. You get a double-wide grave site, like this person's probably doing here, selling it on Marketplace. Have yourself a good old-fashioned double-wide casket. Call it a day. No, this man, he's planning on just saying, fuck it. I'm going to die at home, natural death. You know how some people have natural births and stuff? No, this guy's going to have a natural death. He said, I'm going to die at home, and I'm just going to rot away in my recliner or in my bed. Because, that's another thing people do these days. These Gen Z, Generation Z, right? Otherwise known as the Zoomers. Oh, yeah, they love bed rotting. Well, this guy loves it more. He said, I'm literally going to bed rot. I'm going to decay. I'm going to bed decay. Fuck it. Because at this point, there's nothing else to live for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Screw it. Why not? There's no reason to live when you're looking like this guy. And he just said, screw it. I'm not even going to get the help I need. I'm not going to eat veggies. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let myself go to waste. And now he's selling some grave sites on Facebook Marketplace. It's crazy. But then this one, this one here is even more crazier. This is full-blown this is a full-blown, blatant, I mean, at least the washer and dryer, right? In the reflection. Now, this chick here is all censored, by the way. This chick here puts on Marketplace this. And again, this now mind you, this is a censored version for the show, but it's not really censored. And then somebody had done something along the lines of trying to blur her face, or they scrubbed her face out or whatever, like this. Like this. If you're listening to the audio version, I'm showing you some crazy shit that's on Facebook Marketplace. But no. Show the shame. Show the shame. You put this out there, and you put your nude body on this Marketplace ad to sell a nice Ninja Foodie Max Dual Zone air fryer in Manchester. This is England, by the way. They do things differently in the United Kingdom. It's okay. Won't judge. Sometimes you do little things differently. Maybe the OnlyFans for them isn't as good as it is here in America. So they're like, fuck it. Let's just go on Marketplace. We'll post a nude photo, a nude selfie alongside this Ninja Max Dual Zone air fryer and sell that shit for £100. And here's a nude photo of the chick selling it. And that's just the crazy part, right? Well, here's the crazier part. And it's very apparent when it comes to it. Somebody had said, there was a comment on the post that was posting this, and it said that she is actually reported to be having a mental breakdown due to this mistake. Well done sharing. I'm not going to show it because I didn't scrub the names or anything like that on the comments. But anyways, mistake. Really? This is a mistake? You have you take picture, right? When you sell something on eBay, a marketplace, you take pictures of the item. And, the most natural way to take pictures of an item you're about to sell is just completely naked. You don't have any clothes on. No, nothing. You got to take all your clothes off before you take pictures of the items. Okay? TVs, mirrors, obviously washers and dryers, so on and so forth. You take your clothes off, you get completely nude, and then, this is a normal process, by the way, apparently, and then you take pictures of the items. And then every so often, if you feel like you want to spice it up, you take a nude photo in the mirror of yourself, and then you include all those photos together on Facebook Marketplace. Because then, and only then, does it mean that you might be able to sell your goods. And I'm not talking about the fryer. I'm talking about the goods in the mirror. But, it just fascinates me. Humans fascinate me. You know what you're putting on. You know what you're putting on Marketplace or eBay or whatever you're doing before you click that post button. You see the photos in front of you. Yet somehow, and look, there's only 2. I could understand if you had like maybe 4 or 5, 6 or 7, 8 or 9. It might get hidden in there and you won't even see it because, it tells you gives you a little image with the numbers. But it's 2 photos. 2 photos. And before you hit post, you know what it is because you see it in front of you. You see it in front of you. You're like, oh, how'd that get in there? This is done on purpose. That person commenting saying this was a mistake. Horse shit. Dan, take it away.
Toxic piece of shit! Bullshit! Bullshit!
Absolutely. It's downright ridiculous. Anybody out there that's just selling shit on Facebook Marketplace, most of the time you could tell they're going through something in life, right? That's why they're giving up these goods. I had a guy I was trying to buy a lens off of. And he told me, okay, I live in this area of the town. We can meet up. I said, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? Everything's busy. I got a lot going on, family, work, et cetera, projects like this, podcasting. You know what I'm saying? And this guy just, okay, fine. Thursday. He's got a little road trip Thursday. And then all of a sudden he's just like, okay, Thursday we'll meet. And then that's it. That's fine. Okay, cool. Why not? We'll do it. Doesn't get back to me. I'm asking him questions, and then he lists this as sold. Well, he's got a problem. I said, oh, thanks for the communication. Block. Don't need to see that guy again. I don't need to see this either. If I'm on Marketplace and I see this, this is where you're going to end up. You're going to end up on the platform that I have here on the M-Balm Effect, and you're going to get talked about. I don't care. You obviously live young, wild, and free. Hey, me too. Fuck it. I'll talk about you. Hurricane Milton, it came around, complete devastation. People were staying. People were not evacuating. They told people to write with Sharpie marker their name, the date of birth, next of kin. They did all this stuff. They did all of it. And people were like, well, we're staying anyways, so we're going to do these things. And lots of people left. They evacuated. These people stayed. And I, along with a couple other, I shouldn't even say a couple. I, along with a lot of other people, were keeping track of others that were staying, right? And you would check up on the hourly updates, and all that stuff. And, the day after this happened, you checked up on them. And some of them didn't automatically post because, of course, cell phone towers and all that, they go down and this, that, and the other. But there's this one guy in particular, one guy in particular that, for whatever reason, happened to be the most watched guy. This guy right here, he stayed in his boat, okay? And they call him Lieutenant Dan. And the reason why they call him Lieutenant Dan is because he has one leg. Well, kind of. He's got a leg, and then the left leg is amputated under the knee, below the knee. And everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's, he's staying. He's not evacuating." He says that God told him to come to, Tampa, told him to stay on this boat and to wait it out because God said so. Now, remember, last week we talked about a 7-year-old who his last words were, "Jesus save me," and he got swept away to his death. Lieutenant Dan, however, stayed alive for the whole night. He survived. Can you believe that? That's right, he survived. He's alive. Everything's good. He's having a good time. And so this guy named Terrence went out and pretty much made this man famous. Gave him the surname of Lieutenant Dan. Did a GoFundMe for him to raise $100,000 because this man's a godly God man. He's a godly man, God-fearing, of course. Because why not, right? When you're Lieutenant Dan and you have at least one leg left, you fear God. He took one away. He might take the other away. Well, unfortunately, after a long period of time after the fact, people found out that this guy wasn't exactly who he thought he was, or who we thought he was. No. Of course not. God kills 7-year-olds, but he keeps around people who do multiple different crimes. Here's a plethora of mugshots from this careered criminal. I know, shocking, right? It's a shocker. It's a shocker. This guy has a rap sheet about a mile long, and his real name is Joseph Malinowski. He's 54 years old. Yeah, this guy has been all over the place, getting all kinds of bad. He's just got a lot of bad stuff about him. He's got violent crimes. I mean, the guy, he's assaulted police officers. He's hurt other people. People are like, "Oh, he's an addict." That's the least of my worries. I mean, addicts aren't all bad people. Okay? Addicts are unfortunately battling a disease. This guy is a complete piece of garbage. Last February in 2023, he was having an argument with a woman on a bench at a park, I believe. And then, they got in an argument. She was smoking a cigarette, and he started just dousing gasoline towards her way and then attempted to light her on fire. On fire! And now we're all just like, "Oh, yeah, well, he's Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan, $100,000. Let's get this guy going. Let's put him out there. Let's make him famous. He's a good guy. He loves God. God loves him. Everything's nice." No, he's a career criminal. So, CNN and the Weather Channel, he was featured on those, on a live stream with Terrence, otherwise known as Tampa Terrence Concannon, who, by the way, he has 500,000 followers and all that. He set up a GoFundMe for Lieutenant Dan, Joseph Malinowski, and we did it to raise money for Malinowski to buy a larger boat. At some point, they raised a decent amount of money. I don't know how much it is now. I know at one point it was over 40,000. But my question is, though, did people not do their research on this guy? Or, I mean, who found this? I don't even know. And then there's some woman on TikTok who's claiming to be his daughter, saying, "Oh, you don't know who he is. He's not an addict. Oh, he's the best guy to live. He's my dad, blah, blah, blah." What about the lady that almost got set on fire by this guy? Does anybody care about her? I mean, no, we're just going to go, "Hey, no big deal, guys. It's no big deal. Let's not worry too much about this. He's Lieutenant Dan. We got to make a big deal about this guy. He's great. He's doing his due diligence. So there's a couple videos I got here. Let's put them up. I would like to talk about these real quick, because why not? But yeah, Lieutenant Dan. It's everybody's just like, "Yeah, this guy's great. He's God saved him. God saved him." Here we go.
He survived. He's alive.
Holy shit, I made it.
Made it. He made it, guys. Let's go. Come on. He's alive. Spirits are high.
Hey, how you doing?
Let's go. Give the people an update. How was it?
I was in fear for my life all night.
Fear for your life all night? What about the lady you almost set on fire? On fire! Completely on fire. Almost set her on fire. How about her? She was scared for her life. And then he's like, yeah, I was in fear of my life, man. And then he goes, I almost called 911. I'll show you right here. He says
I know
it
what I
right
was
here.
gonna do. I was ready to call 911 twice. And I thought about it and I said, what am I, fucking crazy?
I thought about it, but what am I, fucking crazy? Yeah, because you probably committed a fucking heinous crime. Again, trying to set someone on fire, probably beating someone, sexually assaulting somebody, and then you got in your boat and thought you could hide away in there and thought, well, hey, guess what? If I do get swept away by Hurricane Milton, I won't have to worry about it. I mean, no shit. No shit. You thought about it and you thought, what am I, fucking crazy? Of course. Look at this right here. That's why, because you know that you're fucking crazy and commit a lot of crime. Look at all these other mugshots. How many times has this guy been arrested? You could tell. I mean, look at all these different photos. He's got hair in these ones. He's younger on these ones. And then, of course, like the one, he's got a black eye. Look at on the bottom right. He's got a black eye. The left-hand corner, if you look at that one, he kind of looks like 2004 Batista from WWE. He's got the soul patch. This guy's not a nice guy. Okay? But yet people are like, oh, he's such a great guy. God loves him. You know, God saved him. His whole rationale was, well, if you're on the land and the floods start coming in, you will drown. But if I'm up in a boat, I go up with the sea level. That's not how this works. But then again, you know, we always make the wrong people famous. Always make the wrong people famous. And so this guy here, obviously well known. And now the guy who raised all this money on GoFundMe, Terrence, well, they had a little bit of a falling out already. It didn't take long for this guy to be an ungrateful fuck and turn on Terrence, claiming that he's trying to steal all this money that he raised for GoFundMe and all this other stuff. He says that Terrence, you know, put it in his name, this, that, and the other. Like he's trying to rip him off. Kind of funny how that works here, Joseph, Lieutenant Dan. You're trying to rip people off. This is all fake. It's all fake. It's all a fraud. Well, here's a video of him talking about Terrence recently.
Wait, what?
Why are you saying I'm taking the GoFundMe money from you? You know that's not true, Jack.
Well, why did you
You know
lower
that's not true.
the money?
What?
You've been, okay, listen to me.
You
Everything
know
that's
that's not
happened-
true. Come
no,
on.
I don't know.
I'm the
I don't
real
know
one.
that's
I've
not
been
true.
here since every day from day one.
That's
Why are you
how
saying
did-
I'm taking the GoFundMe?
So there they are arguing about stuff again. He thought that Terrence took his GoFundMe money. And I know it's kind of crazy, right? This guy who's known to have a rap sheet, you know, and all that stuff. People are like, oh, you know, it's no big deal. That was the past. And it's like, yeah, of course. Of course it was the past. What's he doing now, though, right? What's he doing now? So, yeah. This guy obviously brought to light. People thought he was a great guy. They're like, oh, I wonder how Lieutenant Dan is. I hope he survives the storm. I hope you don't. Some claim. Well, he survived it, obviously. But my whole point is that this guy now, just famous. People are buying him all kinds of shit. He's got money. He's ripping people off, obviously. And people are like, oh, what about your past? They're asking him about his past. And they're like, oh, it's no big deal. Somebody had said that they're like, oh, well, everybody's got a past. Sure, you're right, everyone's got a past. Some people have drug addiction past. Some people have, you know, they've been an alcoholic. Some of us have been 15-year-olds who tipped over porta potties, put peanut butter all over lampposts, maybe, you know, vandalized a few bathrooms. That's a past, right? That's a past. But setting a lady on fire or even attempting to set someone on fire, you put that in there as, oh, that's just a past. Sorry, guys, it was an accident. That's not who I am anymore. Oh, no, that's why you have a long rap sheet claiming that you are exactly who you are. Pile of trash, human puke, dog feces. Apparently somebody also said that one of the charges he was brought up on was rape charge or sexual assault. Nice guy. One of the best. You can't get any holier than thou than this guy. 7-year-old getting swept away in the floods in North Carolina, pleading to Jesus to save him. Fuck that kid. Fuck him. You've lived long enough. 7 years old? Some people, by the way, were upsetty spaghetti last week when I had comedian, Rochester local comedian Matthew Dalberth in studio, and we were talking about it because I was trying to bring up the whole religion aspect of it and saying on how much of a bullshit theory that is, and how people are like, oh, God brought him home. He brought him home. And of course, you know, Matt being a comedian and understanding the fucking subject of this show with a side of dark humor said his final last words must have been, and people were like, oh my God, are you making fun of it? You watched a fucking 45-second clip of a 3-hour long format episode of a podcast, and you make a comment saying we made fun of a situation. And some of them even said something along the lines of, why didn't you talk about FEMA? Why didn't you talk about FEMA? Well, if you would have fucking watched the show, the whole show, and nothing but the show instead of the 45-second clip, you would have seen exactly that. I mean, look at this one right here. Here's one of the comments. Making fun of this story is not funny. Well, it was a little side of humor. We brought something to the forefront of everyone's minds through a little dark humor, like we promise our viewers and listeners, because that's what's part of the, you know, the description right here. Look. Description, the M-Balm Effect, where raw reality meets hard banter, hosted by M-Balm, you know, the guy who's talking right now. This podcast is your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions on real-life experiences, hot-button topics, and the downright bizarre. And here it is, all served with a side of dark humor. Guests are invited onto the show to dive deep into the murky depths of eccentric conversation. Well, what the fuck do I know? I'm just the guy who wrote that. What the hell do I know? Yet this person decides to take it upon themselves to comment, oh, I'm so offended. Why didn't you talk about FEMA? We talked about it. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do the thing that most normal fucking sane people do. Look up something you're watching to see the forefront of it and to see the full extent of what the show had to offer. And instead you put out there, I'm offended. You made fun of something. No, that's what happens when you have a comic on the show. We have fun. We have some funnies in there. God, don't take it so deep. This is not your asshole. Just relax, sit back, drink some Celsius, smoke your weed, just fucking chill and listen to the show and just enjoy yourself. That's what we're here for. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. If I get canceled today, fuck it, so be it. I've been going after this for almost 6 fucking years. What do I care? It just means more fucking time for me and my family. I don't really care. I'm just doing this for the hell of it, to bring some entertainment to those who want to watch and listen. But hey, we have some chapped asses over there. That's okay. Whatever, 45 seconds, you take a little blip. It's like taking a little blip of someone's life, right? Now, you can't say Joseph Malinowski because that guy's been living a life full of nothing but egregious actions towards human beings, setting people ablaze almost, raping people, and beating police officers, trying to take them into custody so that the public can be fucking safe for once. Now we're just putting GoFundMes up so we can give this man $100,000 and give him a new fucking boat to be swept away from in the next hurricane that comes and wipes out that fucking state of Florida. But again, this is how society is. And that's just how it goes. We make all kinds of people out there famous. We don't know why they're famous. They're just famous. Right? It's like the Kardashians, for instance. Why are they famous? Can anyone out there tell me why they're famous? Not one single person can tell you why, except for the fact that she had sex on tape. And that's about it. And the rest of the family's all fucking bunch of kooks. In on the OJ court cases and all that bullshit. That's another reason why they're fucking famous. Other than that, what do they contribute to society? Other than having fat asses and done up face plastic surgery and all this other horse shit. Oh, and dating Kanye West and marrying him. Another nutcase in this world, along with the Diddies of the world. But yeah, we make him famous. But nobody knows why. Why is Joseph Malinowski now famous, other than the fact that he's got one leg, was nicknamed Lieutenant Dan, and then put in a fucking boat, and then have this GoFundMe all over TikTok saying, oh, he's a great guy, God told him this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, people are still... They see it in front of them. They see the rap sheets. They see the mug shots. They know the fucking story of how this guy is a pile of human waste, yet they ignore the fact that this guy's a piece of garbage, still defending him, saying, oh, well, that's his past. The man just almost set a woman on fire. Everyone does that. What do I know? You haven't set a person on fire? Well, then what's wrong with you? Why haven't you yet? You're supposed to have a past. But why? But people get offended when we say something on here. Oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, that guy over there, almost setting that lady on fire. Let's give him fucking money. Here's a GoFundMe. Here you go. No big deal. He's a nice guy. He believes in the Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Remember that 7-year-old? No, I don't remember him. He was too busy singing. Oh, there goes another fucking chapped ass. How many comments are we going to get on that one? I don't really care. It's not my issue. You people get offended about the most wrong, insane things. Is you get offended over some stupid things. Yet there's a man literally committing crimes left and right around the country, and everyone's like, whatever. He's famous now. I'm not going to say anything. He's got one leg. I don't want to be ableist. If I acknowledge his crimes and say he's a bad person, I'm now ableist because he's got crutches and one leg. Well, guess what? Let's take the other one, too. Let's take the other leg. Let's Joyce his ass.
Joyce.
Give him a little joicing. Leaving it out a little bit. Maybe that'll center his fucking head. Maybe that'll finally bring him to his senses. I can't believe we've come this far in society where we don't do what we should be doing. And I don't care if you're out there and maybe once in a while you'll go out and look, people make mistakes. No doubt about it. People make mistakes. I don't care if you make a mistake. We're all human. I've made mistakes too. But there's a difference between a mistake. There's a difference between a mistake and a blatant crime, where you're about to hurt somebody in a way that could not only just disfigure them, but kill them. And we're supposed to just mosey on by and say, no biggie, it's okay. The man has a past, it's okay. I don't care about the past. I care about his intent, his actions, right? It's like people that, and then they're like, oh, well, they interviewed him and he said, well, he was innocent in all charges. Did you not see how many fucking mugshots there was of the same guy? There's a fucking pattern here, okay? I can understand if you have one itsy bitsy little crime that might have happened, and it really wasn't you, and then all of a sudden you get questioned, and they're like, hey, was it you? You say no. I might believe you. But when I see this many photos of you arrested with mugshots, then I have to probably say that I believe that you absolutely are 110,000% guilty of something. I don't care if maybe one of them or two of them you maybe got arrested for that you really didn't do. But I mean, this many mugshots tells me you have a pattern that instantly and egregiously look at this, dude. And I don't even care if he was an addicted person on drugs. I don't even care about that. If that was the case, sure. Okay? That's fine. Everybody changes. And I hope that everyone that's on drugs, that are addicted to drugs, gets better. I know people that unfortunately passed away from addiction. And I hope that people see that and go, I need to get help. But when you, let's forget about the addiction side, but blatantly commit crimes against humanity, sexually assaulting women, beating people, vicious, with vicious intent to maim or kill, or pour gasoline on somebody and try to light them on fire, that stuff. Now I'm going to say, fuck you. And people are like, oh, who are you to judge, M-Balm? Who are you to judge? Because I myself understand that humans can get angry. We can get angry. We might even say things like, I'm going to whoop someone's ass. It's human nature to feel emotion, but to act in such an egregious way, no. And I don't feel bad for this guy. It's too bad the guy didn't get swept away by Hurricane Milton and brought to the depths of hell in his fucking little seaboat there. And then you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Terrence should just take the money at this point because he's already fucking saying that, oh, you're taking my money, man. You're taking my money. Well, fucking take it. Just take it. You probably deserve it more than this guy does. Okay? This is not a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. People are looking at him like, oh, look at this guy. He's a great guy. Look, he's reaching out there. I'm fine. Everybody, look at me. I'm fine. I'm legless. I've almost killed people. I've had a couple of incidences of getting arrested, but don't believe it because I'm innocent. I don't. And people are like, well, he said he was innocent. Okay. Diddy also says he's innocent too. Diddy's not innocent though. We already know what Diddy's kind of people are. I mean, he's an Epstein. We know what those kind of people do. They lie. They do some egregious acts and then they lie. They're like, hey, no, that wasn't me. Hollywood's shitting their pants now. Politicians are shitting their pants. All the elitists are shitting their pants because Diddy has power. Even behind the jail cell, he has power. People are like, oh, Diddy's behind bars now. And it's because they didn't want him to get a hold and blackmail people through texts or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People are still in dire shit because all it takes is for Diddy to talk the truth. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. They cut Diddy a deal. What do you think's going to happen? You think he's just going to say, nah, man, fuck that. I'm gonna hold down the fort here and just, I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm not going to snitch. No. He is going to save himself. It is human nature, and I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Diddy. I don't care if you're this guy. Whatever the case may be. If they offer you a deal, you're gonna take it. And he's gonna come drag down everyone. Now, I don't think he's gonna make it to that. If I had to guess, he's probably going to, I don't know, he's probably gonna start feeling sorry about the things he did. He might think about the past and say, oh shit, who was I before now? He might even think to himself, I really did the world dirty. He might even think to himself, did he do it? Did I do it? No. What's going to end up happening, he's going to get depressed. He's going to feel a little sad. He might feel a little depressed. And one day, for whatever reason, at the same time, synchronized miraculously at the same time, he's going to hang himself in his jail cell. And at that exact moment, the video footage is going to cut out on the security cameras. And nobody's going to know a thing. And oh, by the way, the guards, they're going to take all a snooze. They're all going to have a little siesta. It's going to be a nice time. They're going to put that ashtray out. Open your mouth a little, Tom. Just like that lady on the train I saw today. And then Diddy's going to be dead in his jail cell. And everyone's going to be, oh my God, he killed himself just like Epstein. Oh my. I'm just saying that might happen. Mark my words. If it does happen, come back to this episode. You'll understand. Number 211 on the M-Balm Effect. You'll understand more when that happens, if that happens. I'm going to say right now, he doesn't make it to the point where he calls people out and people get in huge mass trouble. I don't see that happening. Someone somewhere has eyes and ears on Diddy through the jails. They have every bit of knowledge of what he's saying in there. They know exactly what he's doing. He's probably fapping to all his memories, which is fucking completely disgusting, but it's a realistic aspect that things like that happen. I mean, it happens, okay? I mean, All these other serial killers, we already know about them. They're sick. They're twisted. This guy had to have been sick and twisted to do things that he did. And Johnson & Johnson, they're fucking upset, okay? They're losing a lot. This is the worst year and grossly earnings they will ever have because Diddy is no longer doing his freak, his you know, get your freak ons. You know what I mean? His freak offs. It's over. And what happens to Johnson & Johnson? Do they go under now? Do they lose all their sales? I mean, what happens? They go bankrupt? Oh, I'm sorry. That was inflation that got them. Not the Diddy thing, no. So if Johnson & Johnson goes under, you're going to know why. Not to say that they will, but I'm just saying. But as for Diddy, he might feel a little depressed. He might feel sorry for what he did, and then he might end up everyone's favorite word these days is unalive. He might unalive himself. Okay. And before I go, because I'm not gonna do a full 3 hour, 2.5 hour show. It's just gonna be an hour. Okay. Before I go, I want to say that's ridiculous. We're literally scared to death now of saying the words die and kill and suicide. Oh, that's horrible. How could you say those words? I mean, really? It's the truth. It's the facts. I'm not scared to say them. It's like when people are like, oh, this person got graped. What? People got in a circle and started graping him? Like they do in the Middle East when they stone them? Getting stoned here in America is definitely different than getting stoned in the Middle East. If you're in Iran getting stoned, you're not having a fucking joint with Saddam Hussein's grandson. You're not smoking a bowl with Osama bin Laden's, relatives or anything like that. No, you're getting stoned. They're stoning you. They're killing you. Here in America, they say graped instead of raped because they just can't handle it. Look, I understand people have. Look, I get it. You have a thing for those words. I understand, but the reality of it is, we need to let people know the truth. And Joseph Malinowski is a criminal. Trying to light people on fire and raping them. Not graping them. He's not throwing grapes at these people. He's literally raping them. And now he's got a fucking GoFundMe because he survived the hurricane. Good for him. Many other people did, and they're innocent of all charges of things because they never go out and light people on fire. You know what I'm saying? But then again, what do I know? I'm just some ass clown behind a microphone. By the way, before I sign off, don't watch The Joker 2. I just told you earlier, it's a horrible movie. People are walking out. Just save your money. Watch it on watch it on a torrent site like I might. Or just wait for it to come on the streaming services. You know? Till then, this is the M-Balm Effect. I hope you're all doing well. Don't let the world scare you. Just keep doing your thing. The dead walk among us. There's nothing we can do about it. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Well, there goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt.
Oh my God!
Whoops, spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.